Hello and welcome to another Raggy's Beers, Wines and Spirits review, and again another homebrew wine. So this weekend I've bottled up my rhubarb and ginger wine, Merlot, Cabernet Sauvignon, and now I've just barreled up the ginger wine. So made from ginger, a couple of bags of root ginger, kilo of raisins, kilo of sultanas, 5 kilos of sugar. And it's been brewing for, God, it's been a while, 4 or 5 weeks at the minimum. Now is the time to taste it. I've already smelt it. It smells gorgeous. It really does. So there we go. A slightly hazy pour. Obviously, it's day one. I always say this to people, it's day one. Age will clear it, age will improve it. Maturity. A bit like adults really. You start off as a young kid, you turn into a teenager, then you get to an older thing, and then you turn into an adult. And usually by the age of 40 or 50, you've grown up. Not everyone, obviously. There's still some people out there that aren't grown up at the age of 40, 50 and beyond, sadly. So yeah, slightly hazy pour. Massive ginger on the aroma, which is what you want from a ginger wine. I've not used stabiliser to stop the brew, so if it carries on brewing in there, if there's any sugars left to ferment, it is what it is. I've not put finings in to clear it, because obviously nature will do that. So yes, it is a hazy wine. So if you don't like hazy wines, you ain't going to like it. It's as simple as that. Although, to be fair, it was clear when I first poured it out the other day, yesterday rather, from the fermentation bucket into a separate fermentation bucket with a with a filter on. Couldn't think of the word. It was crystal clear then, and it's already starting to clear up now. Oh, that's nice. Nice bit of heat in there. Obviously it's all about the ginger. Oh, that's nice. Really nice. Obviously, it's not. You can't compare it to what supermarkets can. It's a homebrew ginger wine rather than what Crabbies, Stones, and supermarkets can produce. But hey ho, does it do what you want it to do? Yes, it does. Could I put flavouring in it? Not flavouring, colouring in it to make it green, and it be like Crabbies green ginger wine? Yeah, I could. And that's an interesting thing, because it would then just taste near enough the same. It's a bit thin on body compared to the normal ginger wines, and the sugar content is less as well. I brewed it with 5 kilos of sugar, and it's fermented out. The strength of the alcohol is definitely up at the 14% mark. From when I did the AB, used the hydrometer. So it's a good strong wine. It's that strong, I can feel it in my bloody legs. Oh, when you drink something and straight away you think, oh my God, that's it. And yeah, this has definitely hit it. And I've just had the most perfect little steak burger. Son's birthday today, 24. Obviously lockdown, it's a strange old time. And he's not one for celebrating birthdays anyway. What we normally do is we sing happy birthday, even to like me and my wife, we'll sing happy birthday to each other's, and my daughter. But my son, he's not interested in that, and he can't change his mind on that. And it's been a very different day, not the normal birthday day that we'd expect him to have. And It kind of takes the shine off the day really when it's not as it should be. But what can you do? You know, there's strange times, awful strange times. I mean, look at the protests around the world at the moment. You know, injustices around the world that you hear of. And I still don't believe that China only had 4,000 people die. I don't believe it at all. Not when you see how it's ravaged this country. And, you know, unless we, at the start of it, were just too blasé as a country. And, you know, didn't take the seriousness of it. And was ill prepared. Certainly in care homes, you know, to the most vulnerable. Strange old times. But anyway, back to the ginger wine. Oh yeah. It's got some potency in that. So yes, it's homebrew. Yes, it doesn't look appealing. I'll give you that. Aesthetics aren't the thing for it. But it is day one. It is going to clear. I've had it last year when I did it. Cleared beautifully. It ended up being an absolute belter of a ginger wine. And the cost, £3, say £3.50 for the sugar. A couple of quid for the ginger root at the most. £1 each for the raisins and sultanas. So we're talking £3.50, £5.50, £6, £7.50. And then yeast, another quid, £8.50. £8.50, 20 litres, or about 22 litres actually looking at it. Yeah. Which is about 27 bottles of beer for under a tenner. Bottles of wine for under a tenner. What's not to love about that? And you know, with homebrew, there's so much you can do. So much weird stuff you can brew. You know, if you look in the old books, stuff like nettle wine and lettuce wine. I've seen that. Don't know if I want a lettuce wine, to be honest. But I've seen some weird wines. Hey, elderflower wine. Wow. That elderflower's got its own yeast and it makes a lovely sparkling wine. And if you can stand the bugs, because you wash it out and even when you've got it fermented, these little black bugs are there. I mean, actually, they don't cause any issues in the long run, but they're not the nicest thing to look at, let's put it that way. Ugh. And definitely use a sieve, not a filter. So yeah. Sunday night, back to work tomorrow. And see where the week goes. Should be an illuminating week as things go, but we'll always see on that front. Wow, definitely feeling it. Definitely not going to drink any more of this tonight. Very, very strong, lovely. If you love your ginger, I mean, I absolutely love the taste of ginger. When I used to drink normal ginger beer pop. I can't remember the name of it for the life of me. No. Then I went to work at Sainsbury's and they had alcoholic ginger beer and I'm like, oh my god, this is a thing. And you had taste difference and you had Krabbies and I had one of each and I loved it. And then when Krabbies brought out their Krabbies Black, which was their 6% version, oh, it was immense and still the best Krabby ginger beer that I've ever tasted. And then it went from there. They went to the orange, the citrus Krabbies, and now to the raspberry Krabbies. But they've also done Krabbies Stout, Krabbies IPA, which come and went, you know, sadly, because they were very, very, very good. You know, IPA with a ginger, a ginger taste to it. It was immense. And then obviously following on from that, you've got ginger wines, even ginger grouse at one stage, which was a ginger beer with a hint of whiskey in. And see, that's all been and gone. And it's I know the beer industry now, the fashion's changed. But sometimes these are great ideas that should have stayed. Then you've got ginger wines, obviously. You've got your standard supermarket ginger wines at 13%. Stones and Krabby's ginger wine is also 13%. And then you've got Stone's Special Reserve, probably the best. In fact, yeah, clearly the best ginger wine available at 18%. Very sugary, but bloody hell, very syrupy. Fantastic ginger wine. You've got Colbeck's ginger wine, also 13%. Drinksupermarket.com if you need to know where to get that from. And then moving on from ginger wines, you've got ginger beer kits. Simply do a ginger beer kit, which is the best ginger beer kit in the market. Cooper's also do a ginger beer kit, but their ginger beer kit is, to be fair, don't ever use their bloody yeast, because whatever is in that yeast of theirs, it never brews. It always goes crap. Don't ask me why. It is what it is. Then ginger wine kits. You've got the Connoisseur, Butler's the Connoisseur ginger wine kit. It makes an 18% ginger wine, which I've got up there on the shelf just there. And that also is very similar to Stone Special Reserve ginger wine, and which that's £8 a bottle. That cost me just over a tenner to do 5 bottles or 6 bottles. Sorry, yeah, it works out six bottle kit. Yeah, so there. And then at the top end, you've got the King's Ginger Liqueur, a 40% ginger liqueur that used to be at Tesco's. It's now gone from Tesco's, sadly. I was the one who actually emailed Tesco's asking them to get it in, and lo and behold, a couple of months later they got it in. Sadly, it's gone. You know, one of them things, I suppose. I must ask Tesco, see if they'll bring back vodka mud shakes, because I think they're amazing. My wife loves them. She drinks it by it's only 4% as well, so it's not, you know, too evasive. And that's it. So, and as for ginger beers, obviously you've also got Robinson's Ginger Tom, which is like their Old Tom but with ginger in, at 6%. Fantastic. And then obviously, other than that, you've got Blandford Flyer from Badger Beers, which is about a 5.5% from like a dark beer with ginger added, and again that is excellent. So as you can tell by listening, I like my ginger beers. Hence also I like ginger wines. I sometimes wonder, getting the ability to, you know, get some vodka, doing a brew of ginger root in a pan, adding that to the vodka to make a ginger vodka, because the ginger would come through with that taste. Very much like the King's Ginger Liqueur in some ways. So, that's an interesting idea. Very interesting. So, a hazy white pour. Massive ginger on the nose, massive ginger on the taste, all the way down. Perfectly drinkable. Yes, it doesn't look the best, I'll give you that. Once it settles down, and because yesterday, when I first poured it out yesterday, it was clear. And obviously, it's been poured into 2 different barrels, so it's going to be... you know, the sediment needs to settle down again. But wow, what a stunner of a wine. And again, for the price, under a tenner, you know, made from natural ingredients, raisins, sultanas, ginger, and that's it, with sugar and yeast. Wow. You know, you get 27 bottles, I've just worked it out, 27 bottles for about £8. Around about £8 anyway. So, about 32, 33 pence a bottle. And it's good. It's strong, it's drinkable. And if you love ginger wine, oh, it is definitely down your street. Out of 5, 4.4 out of 5. And that's day one. And that was absolutely immense. Oh. And not only that, but I've got the rhubarb and ginger wine that I did as well. And yeah, this one here. And that's amazing too. So absolutely gobsmacked by how good they both turned out. And that's it for this review. Thanks everyone for watching and subscribing and commenting. Even the bots that comment, asking to be my friend. You know, it's warming to have bots ask you to be a friend. You know, it's something different. Into sarcasm there, but there you go. But yeah, that's it for this review. Thanks for watching, subscribing, and as always, stay safe. Lowest number of deaths today in the UK since the lockdown began, 77. But we're not out of it yet, obviously. And I know the people in London are protesting it. It's a valid thing they're protesting about. But you know, being sensible about protesting, being socially distant and demonstrating what's not to be the thing about that. When they're all stood together, some idiot coughs on you and you don't know this person. They've got it, they don't know they've got it. You know, it's scary. You take that home to your unassuming mum and dad. And you know, elder people that are in your family. And that sparks a new wave. You know, people have got to be sensible. There's a time and there's a way of protesting. In America, they've actually all gone now to a way of protesting which is non-violent, non-looting, and Britain needs to follow that. We can't be bloody doing what we're doing. We need to be clever. You know, you can get your word across cleverly. There's always a way to get it across. And at the end of the day, that idiot copper in America should never have done what he did. And if it's right what I'm reading, it was ever a fake $20 bill. For fuck's sakes. Hey? You could have been given one of them and you'd never know. You wouldn't know, you don't. No one who checks all their money. No one. And that's it for this beer review. Wine review. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Cheers.